Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I'll just hang on a little minute because undoubtedly people are going to have to wait a second to get the notification come in. Good afternoon, Daniel. How are you going, mate? You first one on board, Mr. Punctual. Martin, how are you going, buddy? Martin Ball, our first UK participant. Martin's coming in all the way from wherever he is. Are you in? Where are you at the moment, Martin? And Daniel over here in Perth. Good to see you on board, Daniel. Ashleen's on board. Martin's currently over in Southport. Good afternoon, good evening, Ashleen. How are you doing? Annie Slater. Good evening, Annie. How are you? I'll just give a few more minutes. I'll just take a few minutes for everyone to start coming on board. So we're really spreading across the world here. Annie's over in Brisbane. We got Daniel and Ashleen over in Perth. We got Martin over in Southport in the UK. Let's see who else is going to come on. I know that we've got a few people spread out all over the place. I think there's a few more in Perth. Maybe a couple that might be coming on for the recording over here that couldn't make it. We got Rory. Rory's currently working FIFO, so he can't get on immediately. Hey Ashleen, I just saw your comment come through there. We'll just give it 2 more minutes. So how's everybody going out there today so far? How's Brizzy going, Annie? I've been speaking to Martin all day. Martin's busy working hard as always over in Southport, building sexy water from afar. So on the live stream, guys, I think you guys are normally about 30 seconds behind me, so it doesn't come out in actual real time. I think it actually buffers it a little bit, so you may always just feel like you're a little bit behind what I'm saying, but it's okay. Yeah, so Annie's loving Brisbane. That's awesome. Good to hear. Annie's gone over there for a couple of months. She's left sunny Perth for Brisbane for a couple of months, over to sunny Brisbane. So that's cool. Right, well guys, there's 4 on at the moment. A few may jump on board with us as we go along. A few will probably catch it on the watch again. I know that already. So I'll get cracking. Okay, so basically, first and foremost, thank you everyone for jumping on board and joining me with this. It's the first run of this as a program, so it's pretty cool to be running it. I've been talking about doing this for a while, so it's pretty exciting to be doing this finally. So the 5 P's of business, what's it all going to be about? Basically, the purpose of this is to try and help those of you who are just starting out. I know the guys that are currently on the call here, most of you are relatively well started with regards to your businesses. But yeah, for some of the other guys that are going to be joining us, relatively new with the businesses, or there's a couple of guys that are coming on board that at the moment don't at all have a clue about what it is they're going to do. So I think the importance of this is to allow people to either build a really solid foundation with regards to what you're going to do in your business and your reasons for doing that business, as well as then planning and really having a good structure and a plan in place to enable you to grow that business in a stable and controlled manner moving forward, and also to build it from the start, knowing that you're going to be trying to build a business that is going to deliver pleasure, going to be a business that's going to give you the lifestyle that you want, that's going to make you feel good, allow you to grow and to develop yourself personally and be around the right kind of people. And ultimately, again, just make sure that you're deriving the pleasure out of life that we want. And the other thing that we're really looking to do is to discuss putting systems and processes in place. Martin and I were just having a discussion about this a minute ago, actually. Systems and processes in place to make everything a lot easier. I know this. I'm a person that needs systems. I need processes. Otherwise, I just find everything really difficult. So that's something we're definitely going to be discussing, so that you yourself can be a lot more organised, and obviously you can make as you build teams and you build the business and you bring people on board. You want your business to be able to not fall apart if you're away from it for a day. And that's something that's really important, is to make sure that A, you can make things easy for yourself, and B, you want to be able to outsource things. And the only way to do that is to actually grow a business and systemize it properly. Now, I guess for those of you, most of you on the call are going to know who I am. For those of you that aren't too familiar with me as yet, Dave Cotton. I'm currently living in Perth. I've been here for 5 years with my lovely wife Danielle. She's definitely the better half of our relationship. I just kind of run around being busy and showing up to the places that we need to be, but she's the rock that keeps everything moving in our household. So I'd struggle to do what I do without her. How have I ended up here on this webinar? For the last few years, Martin, who's on the call here, and myself have run a couple of different companies which we've grown and are now growing pretty successfully. I'm also a coach with Young and Wildly Successful, which again most of you on here will have heard of. And with my experience with the coaching there, plus my experience in business and my experience with IT systems and with personal development, I just thought it was time for me to launch a call, really looking at the problems that I see with the people around me. So many people either in network marketing or small home-based businesses that don't get set up properly in the first place, that aren't setting the foundations correctly in the first place, that aren't thinking about why they're doing what they're doing. People aren't thinking about why they're doing what they're doing. People are just after chasing money. And a lot of the time, if you start off with money being the first thing, you're never going to be happy. If you do a job that you love, you're never going to work a day in your life. And you can make money doing anything. If there's a millionaire in any single industry, that means you can be a millionaire in it. And it's not necessarily saying everybody's going to be a millionaire. But what it is a case of is saying that if you set with the intention to do something that you love and work well at it, you can make money doing anything. And you may as well do something that makes you feel happy and adds some pleasure to the world, rather than just doing any old business just because it's been presented to you and just because you can potentially make some money in there. Because over time, it's just going to mean we're going to be not happy in what we're doing. So we're going to discuss various things within these webinars. Again, the 5 Ps are picking your business, planning your business, promoting your business, making it a passive income, which includes the systemization and you being able to step out to help to grow towards being a lifestyle business, and the most important thing, pleasure. And it's pleasure that we're going to be discussing tonight, because first and foremost, the pleasure that we want to get from life, and the pleasure that we need to define, that we need to build, the happiness that we're going to build, that's the cornerstone of everything. If we're not happy at home, we can't be happy at work. Work and money is a means-based goal. All too often we make it an end-based goal. All too often we think that money is going to make us happy, and it's not. Money is a means-based goal, and we should be working in order to facilitate the things that we want in life, not working to make us happy. So tonight, that's what we're going to be discussing is exactly what it is that's going to make us happy. Where we are now, the things that aren't too great about our life, that we want to improve on, the things that are great in our life that we want to model and that we want to further improve on. And just starting to make a bit of a plan. I mean, most of us don't have a plan. The majority of people, I mean, comment in the comments box here, how many people actually have a plan for their personal development and their happiness? How many people have a plan to make their relationships better? To make sure that that you're doing things in your recreation time to make your life better? How many of you have got a plan to look at how you can make your family time more enriched? I'd be interested to know that, because I'd imagine, as with me, there's probably not a lot of people that had that until you're actually put in a situation where you have to think about it. It'd be great to hear out there who actually does. Yeah, excellent. So yeah, that's something that we're going to be doing here, Daniel. And ultimately for me, guys, this is just a case of hoping to get everybody kick-started and give you guys a real great lift and boost to your business. Even if you started a business, hopefully we'll get you thinking about things a little bit of a different way and kind of zeroing out. Every so often what we've got to do is just literally start again. You've got to wipe the desks, you've got to clear the decks, you've got to start again with a fresh outlook and kind of build what you want from the ground up. Hopefully you might have some momentum in your business that you'd be able to carry forward with a new perspective. But if not, you know, what we're looking to do here is really start from scratch and go, let's just build things forward in the way that we want to do. So what I want to do here, and we're going to start from the start. We do this with all the calls with Young and Wildly Successful, and we're going to be doing it here. So basically what I want to start by doing, guys, is gratitude. One of the big things that we need to look at is you can't be happy until you can identify the things in your life that are already good. And for the vast majority of us, you know, pretty much, well, definitely everyone that will be on this call, and for the majority of us in Western world, you know, especially Australia, the UK, the USA, Ireland, all of these countries where you've got a roof over your head, you've got you've got warmth, you've got running water, you've got food, you've got some money in your pocket, you've got a mobile phone, you've got internet. That puts you in like the top 2% of people in the world. You know, right from the start, we're right up there. You know, and I think all too often what we can do is bang down on the things that we don't like about our life and not really ever looking at the things that are really great. You know, because there's so much good stuff in our lives already, and if we just start to appreciate that day by day. Since I've been doing this, I've felt so much more happy, so much more content. So I think what would be great here, guys, I'd like everyone to just bang up into the comment section 3 things that they're grateful for today. 3 things that are awesome about their life. You know, 3 things that they love about the life that's day to day. 3 awesome things that have happened today. 3 awesome things that happened at weekend. Whatever that be, just 3 bits of gratitude up, please, from everybody. And again, guys, even if you're watching this late, the guys that are watching this after time, please still comment. You know, if you're watching this after, please still comment, please still like. You know, still join in on this, because I'm going to be looking, I'm going to be commenting, and all of you guys will still see the comments and be able to interact. So please join in on this, even if you're watching it after time. Let me just move this a little bit so I can see my comments. So Martin's great for family, friends and health. Let's try and be a little bit more descriptive. Let's try and use some words here, guys. So, you know, I'm grateful for the fact that I'm here and I'm finally doing this. I've been speaking about this for so long. You know, this particular program, this particular course, launching it, I've been talking about it for ages. It feels great. It feels great that I finally, you know, rounded off all the things that I needed to do and did it. And a lot of what we'll be talking about on the course are things like your procrastinations, your fears of failure. These are some of the stuff we're going to be looking at. So for me, finally getting this out there and doing it is brilliant. You know, I'm grateful for the fact that I've got it out there. I'm grateful for the fact there's 5 of you currently on the call, and hopefully a few other people will be watching it later. There's about 20 in the group. So, you know, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that you guys have given up some of your time to spend and listen to what I've got to say today. And I'm grateful. And I'll say it, Mr. Martin Ball on the call, my second wife. Without Martin, so much of what I do wouldn't happen. I try and just remind him occasionally because he forgets. So, I'm grateful for Martin over there plugging away, helping out over in the UK, seeing some people for me while he's over there, and generally just being awesome. So Martin, he's grateful for family, for friends, and for help. Daniel's grateful for his son, his family, and a great business day today. That's awesome. Daniel's got a young kid. What's happened in business today, mate? What's gone on that's been great? Tell me. Martin says he's awesome. He knows. so yeah, that's it. It's good. It's just good to get that gratitude. And guys, I do my gratitude every single day. And some of the stuff we're going to be going over is going to be some with regards to daily rituals. I'm massive on daily rituals, and I think having some rituals to your day is just makes such a difference, because how you do anything is how you do everything. If you start your day with purpose and with intention and with positivity, then that's where success will live. And success really, it's a combination of the thoughts, the habits, and the things that you do every day. I don't know I hope you've all got a pad and pen. I may say a few things that are worth writing down, but realistically, the culmination of your success, the culmination of your life, your happiness, what you achieve from life, the way people consider you in the outside world, what you achieve day to day, what you achieve year by year, it's a culmination of your daily thoughts, your habits, and your actions. And gratitude is such a big one, because to remind ourselves what's awesome about our lives every single day is such a really great way of giving ourselves that boost and giving ourselves that happy to go, actually, life's pretty awesome. There's a few things that I would change, and that's what we're going to go over today. But my life's pretty awesome. And that's where what we're going to be doing today is and with the homework, I'm going to be giving homework every night. With the homework is going to literally be starting to build out a map so you can look at your life and go, well, here are the things that are awesome, and these things aren't so bad. And it's great once you've got that in balance to be able to look and actually say, well, actually, things are pretty good. There's some stuff that I want to change. There's some stuff that we will change, and we'll start making some progress with that. But yeah, first things first. How good is my life? Ashleen says she's happy for family and friends. That's only two, Ashleen. Daniel says he's got a new client today, plus a meeting booked for weekend. He's kicking goals at the moment. Yeah, nice work, mate. Okay, so what are we talking about with regards to pleasure? So what we're looking at here with the pleasure principle, with the part of the course, is going to be about our lifestyle. Now, the lifestyle is just such an important factor in our lives. A lot of us will be looking for a business as a way out of our full-time jobs, or we've been, it may have been that situation that you've been made redundant, or you're looking to supplement your income, or you just want to do something that you've got a bit more passion about, and that's great. But the one thing that we've got to remember is it's all going to be about our lifestyle. If we literally if we're looking for a business and all we're going to end up doing is giving ourselves a new job, for a lot of people that isn't going to be what we're after. The majority of us that are in small business have been in the corporate world. I was in the corporate world and have worked my way to not really be working the corporate side anymore. I'm doing things that I love, coaching and helping people with their health. that was my dream. Now, at the moment, I'm working hard and I'm working more hours than I would like to. Like as in now it's 6 p.m. and we're doing this webinar. But this is what I want to be doing. But down the line, this isn't going to be every night. My business eventually, as I'm building it, as I'm growing it, will be more a 9-to-5 business. Where that will mean I'll have to operate in a certain way in order to facilitate that. But my goal is going to be that I'm effectively working as good as a 9-to-5 business, and maybe working a little bit in the morning on a weekend, and maybe doing one night a week, so that we can present. But this is a really important thing to think right from the start, that is your business going to provide you the lifestyle that you want, and to plan your working hours around it. Because if we don't have a plan for our working time, what you can end up doing is what I've done, and I know Martin's done it, and I know a lot of people around us do, is that you just spend every single hour working. And what that does is take the pleasure out of your business. So I write this down, guys. When you start to build your plan, you start to build your working hours and your schedule. Make sure that you're scheduling time for happiness. Happiness first, and a lot of people think happiness just happens, but it doesn't. Jim Rohn is a guy that I've listened to a lot of his stuff, and if you haven't listened to Jim Rohn before, I really urge you to listen to Jim Rohn. I'll post some of his stuff up. He says that happiness doesn't just happen. Happiness has to be worked at. Happiness has to be planned. You've got to plan in time to spend time with your partner. I know I've got to plan in time to go out with my wife. If we don't book in a date night, if we don't book in going out and spending time together, it literally wouldn't happen. I'd have meetings in all the time. It's got to be like Thursday date night or Friday date night, or she's like, we're definitely going out Saturday night. Do not book anything. We're going out for a date. It doesn't have to be big things. It doesn't have to be enormous gestures, but what we've got to do is be planning the things that make us happy. And what that's important to do, guys, is know what makes you happy. And this is something I'd like everyone to write this down and comment this in the section, but write this down on your pad, comment in. Put 3 things in that make you happy. Like, as in, if you were a child, these are the things that make you happy. If you could just go out and do anything, you've not got to think about work, you're not going to think about responsibilities. What are 3 things that just make you happy, like you were when you were a kid, when you're just running around like an idiot, joyous, happy, free. You've got that whole feeling of that life is awesome. What's 3 things that you do that make you happy? And then ask this question: are you doing them every week? Now, write that down. Now, am I doing them often enough? And if you're not, why? Because life is about making ourselves happy. It's not just about going to work 9 to 5. It's not just about about having a job and trying to earn money and looking after the kids and cleaning the house and all this stuff. A lot of the stuff that we do really doesn't matter. What comes down to that's important is spending time with our loved ones, doing some stuff that makes us happy and keeping ourselves healthy. Health is such an important part of everything that we do. If we're not healthy, we've got nothing. There's no point being the richest man in the graveyard. We've literally got to look after all of these things, because it's generally, if we're happy, money won't matter so much. Money will facilitate us doing some other stuff, but realistically, if you could just be happy going down to the park and having a barbecue and kicking the footy around with the kids, do more of that. We don't have to be planning our whole lives around taking holidays and buying cars, the things that we spend all too much of our time doing. And that brings us back to with regards to our business, that what our businesses should be. Our businesses should be something that works for us, not us work for it. When we're growing a business, we've got to look and go, we don't want to just have a job that is far more stressful. We shouldn't want to just have a job that we're going to spend all of our time worrying about it and not actually enjoying it. We don't want to be in the situation that you've got all of this stress and all this commitment, and realistically all we've got is something that's paying us less than we would do at work, but realistically we've got all of that extra stress. So it's a really important thing from the start. So as we're investing in our business, right from the start, write down processes, write down systems, try and find ways that we can outsource. Because right from the start, we've got to start thinking about our business as if we were already, earning $1 million. I know that might be a bit of a big concept to look at, but everything that we do, we've got to think, right, how can I start to, as I make some money, pay someone else to do these things? A lot of things like bookkeeping, things like a bookkeeper, save yourself that time if you can, pay somebody to do it. Obviously, you're going to have an accountant for your taxes. But there's all these little things that we can do that you want to get other people to do it. It's starting to look at things like with regards to your house. Can you pay a cleaner? Can you pay a cleaner to come and do your house so that you take some of that stress off yourself? A gardener. Can you take your car to the car wash? Can you get your food delivered? All of these things tie in as well, because what we want to do is have our business leverage ourselves and start thinking of ourselves, well, time is money. And if we can earn more by just doing a little bit of work and paying for some of these other menial tasks to be done, You know, that's one way that we're going to get some great value and extra lifestyle from our business. You know, because what we want to be doing is doing the things that we enjoy, and if we enjoy our business, why not do a little bit more of it? You know, providing we can then offset it with things that we don't want to do. I hate going to the shops. I hate cleaning the house. You know, I don't like doing anything basically. I've got a mobile mechanic coming to my house tomorrow to fix my car because I don't want to take it to the garage and wait. All of these things are facilitated by the fact that I can go, well, it's easier for me to earn an extra hour's worth of money than it is to have to go and do that myself. And I'd rather be working. I'd rather be doing this now than I would be out, you know, cleaning my car or any of those kind of things. And this is something that we really want to be looking at, is how we can make our business work for us and how we can not be owned by our business. And that's why the system side will be really important, that we can actually come out of our business without it feeling like everything's going to fall apart if we're away for a day. And the final thing with that, guys, is looking at how we can make it so that we've got more holidays. You know, this is one of the most important things. We've got to find ways that we can get away from the business. So right from the start, we want to be looking at how we can look at taking those days off, how we can look at taking weekends away. You know, building our business as such so that we can have those automated sides that will allow us to step away a little bit. You know, and this is one of the important things with regards to a business and looking, how can I build a team? Because write this down, guys. The important thing of business is leverage. Leverage. If you're not able to leverage your efforts, you haven't got a business, you've got a job. Now, this is a very, very important factor. If you're setting up a business and you can't, right from the start, see how you can use the efforts of other people to help you to make money, you're always going to have a job. Ideally, we want to set up a business that we can see right from the start, over the course of a couple of years, we can start to move out of it. Ideally, want to be that way that you can actually look at a business and just see a couple of green and red boxes on a spreadsheet and decide whether or not that business is going okay. That's the way you want your business to be in 5-10 years time, so that you can just literally ask someone who's managing for you, that you're paying to manage for you, how things are going. That's where your business wants to be. So you can just do the enjoyable things. I'll always want to do this. I'll always want to speak and train and coach and be involved with people and go and meet people and develop business. But do I want to be filling out forms? No. Do I want to be replying to emails? No. Do I want to be doing my accounts and all of those things? No. You know, that's right from the start. We've got to see how we can do that. And again, you know, if you can't see how we can do that so that you can leverage yourself out of the business, that's something we've really got to take into consideration. So to start moving into the content of what we're going to be talking about. Daniel has said there that what makes him happy is his son, chocolate cake, and chilling with his mates, and he does that every week. Ashleen, what about you? And Martin and Dee's on the call. What about you guys? What is it that what is it that really makes you happy? What are the 3 things that really makes you happy? For instance, I know what makes me happy. Being out, getting out in the fresh air. I love to run. I love to go out on my bike. I love to just get out and walk. I love to go out and have meals and just talk with Danielle. I like to get out and speak, you know, and have a conversation and talk about our lives, talk about what's going on. And I absolutely love to spend time with my friends and just shut down. You know, and those things are things that I myself over the last year have definitely not done enough getting out. I've definitely not gone out enough. I've definitely not got out and got out in the open air. I've not gone out on my bike enough. I've not run enough. I've not exercised enough. You know, and these are things that for me I've been scheduling into my life to ensure that I do them, but I still need to do them more. But like when Danielle and I go out for a meal, I'm not bothered about going to a fancy restaurant. I'm quite happy just going anywhere. But what I do like to do, I like to walk. You know, in Victoria Park in Perth, where we live, there's loads of restaurants. And what I like to do is get out and walk. I'd absolutely 100% prefer to walk to a restaurant and eat a meal that's not cost us a load of money than I would to go and eat at the best restaurant. You know, if there was a good restaurant, well, there is some good restaurants near us, but I just like to walk there, get out in the fresh air, walk, talk, enjoy myself, look around, see people, just soak in life a little bit, you know, not jump in an Uber, go somewhere, eat, come back. You know, for me, that's not living. And that's it, guys. So those 3 things that you've written down, you know, ask yourself, are you doing them every week? And if you're not doing them, why not? You know, and if you aren't doing them, start to try and include them in the week and put them first. There's this whole theory around paying yourself first in wealth creation. And with happiness and life, you've got to pay yourself first. We've got to try and make sure that we're giving ourselves life. We're buying life. We're investing in ourselves. Because at the end of the day, we could be dead tomorrow. You know, and what we've got to do is try and make sure that we're happy. Because the thing is, if we're just working, the most important thing are the people around us. So it's not just about the happiness of you. The people around us, really, all they want to do is spend time with us. You know, they just want to enjoy our company as much as we want to enjoy theirs. But a lot of the time, by being very busy, you know, we can actually be robbing them of the thing that's important to them. A lot of people, especially kids, and I know with Danielle, she's not bothered about all the nice things. Obviously, nice things are great, but realistically, if it was like, I'll work every night so we can have all these glamorous things, or, you know, I'll not work every night and we can just spend some time together and go out for a walk and have a cup of tea outside the shop and all that kind of stuff, 1,000,000% I know that she'd choose the less flamboyant lifestyle and us just spending some quality time together. Ashleen likes to be by the water. She loves fresh air and she loves good food and wine. Yes, exactly. That's it. Exactly the same with me. Get by the water, lots of fresh air, good food and wine. That's something I need to do more, is go to the ocean. I definitely don't go to the ocean enough. Okay, so what we're going to speak about is one of the things we're going to be talking about, and the big thing with pleasure is goals. Now, comment in the box here, who has got some goals written down? Who's actually got the goals listed? Who's done a goal planning situation? Who's got their goals listed? Who's got a vision board? Who's got, you know, a 5-year plan, a 1-year plan, a 12-month plan, like a quarterly or weekly plan? Who plans? Who goals? Who schedules what they're doing? D, are you actually online here watching us, or have you just logged in and then gone off? So, with regards to goals, it's the importance of goals is enormous, and what we're going to be doing with tonight's homework is, along with looking at our lives and where we are, is getting some goals down. You know, and this is the most important thing with regards to achieving anything, because you know, a man with a plan will beat any genius without a plan. You know, so a simple man with a plan will beat any genius without one. And it's just so important to know where we're going. And the great thing about goals is that they kind of become like our compass. They become a compass for where we're going to point. Now, our life goals, our 5-year goals, our big dreams that we write down. If you've got 4 or 5 big dreams and you just make everything point in that direction, then that's going to be like a compass to us. Now, sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean you've got to exactly be pointing to the goals. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have every single step laid out of how you're going to get there in 5 years. But what it's going to give you is a really good moral compass. And you make every decision point towards it. For instance, if you want to own a house in the next couple of years, you know, your decisions are going to be a lot more based around saving money and earning money. You know, because you're never going to get a house if you're spending a lot of money. You know, and therefore things like holidays would be cut down. You know, you'd not be buying a new car. You'd not be going out so much. You know, if your goals are really around enjoying yourself, then you go, right, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go on more holidays. I'm going to go out and I'm going to eat and I'm going to drink and I'm going to go to Margaret River. I'm going to go on wine tours. I'm going to do all of this stuff. So having a goal is really, really important, because without agreeing what your goal, and it's really important to get your partners involved in this. Write this down, guys. You know, goals must be a team effort. Your goal setting must be a team effort. You know, because there's absolutely no point in you having goals that aren't aligned with your family. You know, it's important that you've got your own goals, but it's ultimately even more important that all of you are bought in within the family to the same thing. You know, and also really great, you know, if you've got kids, to involve them in this process, so that you've all got, like, you can all see what it is that you're doing. You know, and if you've got your top level goals for the next 5 years, the ones below it have to feed up to that. And then your weekly or monthly goals, goals and tasks and actions have to feed in, and they've got to pass all the way up. And if they don't, then realistically, there's just no point, because everything will fall apart. It's really important to plan as a team, to make sure that everyone's pointed in the same direction, and it's really important to review them regularly, because over time our what we feel may change. What we think may change. It's really important to make sure that we're that our goals reflect where we're. And they may not change massively. It may only just change a little bit, but it's really important to make sure that that those things are still congruent with everybody. That the husband and wife are still thinking the same thing. Because how often, and like or comment on this, how often do you get it that you have a conversation with your partner 6 months down the line, and they'll say something, and you'll go, whoa, hang on, I thought that you wanted to do this. Oh no, well I did, but now I don't want to do that anymore. It's also common. So it's really, really important that we ensure that we're setting goals and we're planning our life as a family. So yeah, that's a massive importance, guys. And the other thing with goals is to ensure that we're able to see them every day. When you can see your goals every day, it's like a little reminder. Just a little reminder to tell you what it is that you want to do, to tell you what it is that you intend to do, your intention. And that's the important thing. That what happens, and write this down. The important thing is to have something to remind you of the goals that you set long after the excitement has gone when you set them. Now that's the main thing. We've got to ensure that we stay focused on our goals long after we're motivated to set them. For instance, it comes 1st of January every single year, and what happens? Everyone sets these goals. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to stop smoking. I'm going to run a marathon. All of these things. And it's really great because it's New Year and everyone's setting goals and you've got that motivation. But come the end of January, that commitment's waned off. And this is what we'll be showing, guys, and we're going to talk about our whys in a minute. But it's so important to know why it is that we're doing things. Because these are great things, like our whys and our goals are things that will push us forward. That our goals are something in front of us. They're like a dream. They're like an anchor that they pull us forward. They're something that's pulling us towards the future. They're helping us to set the guidance of what we're going to do. That's giving us the desire to move forward. But it's our why. Our why is so important, because it's our why that really gives us that kick. It's our why that keeps us moving forward. When you fall down, it's your why that's going to support you. And for those of you that haven't been introduced to a why before, your why is literally just a case of, as it says, why it is that you want to achieve the things that you want to achieve, why it is that you're going to do the things that you're going to do, why it is that you're willing to get up and go to the gym every morning, why it is that you're going to work till 8 o'clock at night, why is it you're doing these things. Because ultimately, it's very, very easy to just say, I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm going to grow a business. I want to leave work. I want to be my own boss. I want to earn $200,000. I want to do this, that, the other. I want to lose 10 kilos. Whatever it is you want to do. That's a goal. That's an end. But the thing that's important is the why. Because if you've not got that why to keep you moving forward, until it's a habit, until it's part of your life, when something happens that gets in the way of your routine, it'll just crumble down. It's got to be the why that keeps you up at night. It's got to be the why that gets you up in the morning. It's got to be the why that when you get home from work and you really can't be bothered to start working, that you still flip up the laptop and start doing what you need to do. Because again, it's your daily habits, your daily thoughts, and your daily actions that are the difference between success and failure. Hey Helen, Helen's just joined. How are you doing, Helen? We're 40 minutes in, so basically when you get to the end of this, you can just go back and watch the first bit. So we've just been talking about goals and lifestyle and being happiness, and we're just going to be moving on to whys. So what have we got here? Daniel said he's got a vision board with a 6 month, 1 year, 3, 5 and 10 year plans. Awesome. And vision boards, guys, we're going to be talking about this. A vision board's really, really important. And this is something we're going to be speaking about is actually getting a vision board. And for those of you who don't know what a vision board is, that's basically just literally a board, a piece of paper, a piece of cardboard, a whiteboard, anything like that, and literally sticking pictures on it. You know, and if you're sticking the pictures on as visual reminders of the things that you want to achieve with life. Because the thing is, when we visualize things, it gets into our subconscious. And when we put it into our subconscious as a vision, it resonates a lot more strongly with us. You know, so having visual representations of our goals really allows for us to A, very quickly know what that is as a reminder, because you know, a picture paints 1,000 words. But B, it just bypasses and straight into the subconscious. We can start to actually imagine ourselves being in that setting. We can imagine ourselves being in that house. We can imagine ourselves spending that time with our family, going on that holiday, driving that car, having that dream job, helping thousands of people. You know, having the life that we really want. You know, whatever it is that you want, a picture, you know, on a vision board with regards to your goals will go 1,000. You know, it just goes so far as to help us. So what we're going to be looking at now is our why. And then again, this is something we're going to be talking about on with homework tonight. So when at the end of the call, I'm gonna post a document into the group, and it's going to be a Word document that'd be really great for you to fill in. Now, in the why section, basically what we're going to be doing there, and this is explained in the actual document. I give a brief description, and again, if anyone gets to this and there's any sections in the document that you're not sure about, please just let me know. Send me a message on Facebook, comment on the thing, comment on the post and ask me, or you know, just call me, whatever that'll be. Send me a message, give me a call, and I'll go through it with you. Because the idea here is just to make sure that from the homework that we've got tonight is just to make sure that this is going to become a plan. This is going to become the where you are now and where you're going to be. And what we want to do is basically repeat this process again, like month on month, quarter by quarter, year on year, and really just starting to track that and look at exactly A, are we achieving our goals, and B, how much progress are we making? Because all too often what we're doing is we're looking back to see what we should have done. You know, we're looking back in the rearview mirror to beat ourselves up with. We use the past as a stick to beat ourselves. You know, what we want to be doing, we only want to be looking back to see how far we've come. You should only ever be looking back to be able to go, wow, like, look at what I've achieved in 6 months. Look at what my goals were 6 months ago. Look at what my mindset was 6 months ago. Look at what I thought about my life 6 months ago. Look at what I hated. Look at how I was unhappy with my relationships. Look at how I was unhappy with my job. Look at how I had a poor mindset around my business. But look at all these things that I've made incremental change. You'll see there's a section in the homework to actually rate different areas of your life 1 to 10. And this is an important thing to look and be able to go, well, you know, I was looking at my relationships and I felt like in my relationships I was only a 4. You know, and then we're going to be looking at how we can improve that. You know, and if in 6 months' time you can look and go, well, my relationships are now a 5, that's amazing. And it's not about changing lives overnight. Personal development is a slow process because we don't have time to work on all of these things. What we're going to attempt to be doing is make some small incremental steps to make small changes, because every small change, it compounds. And those of you that haven't read about the compound effect, you know, it works a little bit like this. If for every little change that you make, it's like building a little step. And the next time you step up from that, it's like building a bit higher. And then building a bit higher and building a bit higher. And what you do over time is it just becomes enormous jumps, because you get better at making change. Because your life is better, because your expectations are better. And we become so much better at handling change and implementing change and growing ourselves and growing our lives. It just becomes easy to make these massive jumps. But all we're going to be doing here is starting small. Let's just start really small, make a few changes. And what this will do is allow us to improve our lives and build a business around a life that we're going to enjoy. And that's the most important thing. It's all about happiness. And I say it's all about being the person that you want to be, living the life that you want to live, designing the life that you want to be, so that your life's like a TV show, you know, and you're the star. You've got to be the guy that you want to be. Yeah, and that's so important because being the person that you want to be doesn't just happen. We've got to look at other people and go, I want to be like that, so I'm going to model it. And I say a lot, success leaves clues. You see someone that's got a successful relationship, find out how. Look at the relationship and go, why have they got a successful relationship? Why are him and his wife happy? Why are his kids happy? You know, why are they always smiling? Why is that guy successful in his job? Why is that guy got a good body? Why is he in shape? Why is he healthy? You know, we pick these things off other people, and that's how we're going to grow our lives. Now, the importance of our why here is that all of these things that we've got, all of the plans that we've got in place, you know, the importance of the why is that we've got to build this so that it will inspire us. It'll really inspire us. Now, our why, those of you that are in network marketing will have talked about this before, building your why. Now, all too often our whys, when it comes to network marketing, we do a why, we build a why that we think we should have. You know, everyone goes with this enormous, like, change the world why. I'm gonna retire my husband. I'm gonna retire my mum and dad. I'm gonna pay for them in the retirement. My kids are never gonna have to work. I'm gonna change the world. I'm gonna help 1,000 people to also be, you know, retired. And you look and go, realistically, for most people, if I'd asked you 10 days ago before you got into network marketing what it is you want from life, I guarantee you 1,000,000% before you're influenced with the BS that other people are talking, that is not what you would say. Absolutely not. And in people's hearts, they know it's not true, and that's why a lot of people never resonate with why they're doing things. And what we talk about in the homework with regards to our whys is really connecting with something that means something to you. And you may not initially have an emotional why. You may not have something that really tugs on the heartstrings. You may not have had a significant emotional event that drives your life. You know, you may literally just want a better life. You may literally just be like, do you know what? I just want to earn $80,000 a year so that I can quit my job. You may just be like, I want $50,000 a year. I want $500 a month. $500 a month would change my life. You know, and that's it. You know, and that's enough of a why. You know, but then what's really great and what we talk about in the homework is that when you go for that, let's call it like a materialistic why, what it is that you actually want. If you just go straight up, I want a nice car. I want to have a nice house. Yeah, I want to be able to only work 3 days a week. Whatever that be. What we're then going to do is discuss, you know, why is it that you want that? And this is where you actually pick the real thread. Instead of talking from the start about what it is that you think other people will want to hear, you know, is to look and go, what is it that you actually want, and why is it that you want that? Because by starting with the top level, with the quite materialistic, shallow why, and actually asking why it is you want that, what we'll actually start to do is get some answers. And there's a thing like in Six Sigma, you know, 5 whys. And if you ask someone why about a statement that they've said about 5 times, you get to a point where you can't really answer anymore, and that will give us our deep why. You know, if you're going right, I want to earn $200,000 a year. That's what I want. You know, say for instance, that's what I want. That's your first hit. Why do you want that? Well, I wanted that so I can be comfortable, and I can live, and I can provide for my kids, and I can know that I can invest, and you know, I can buy a nice car, and I can go on holidays, and I can have enough money as a buffer. Okay, why is that? You know, well, I want to have a nice life. I want to feel like I've achieved more. I want to have a little bit more than my parents did. My parents gave me a really great start to life, but I want to feel like I've got a bit more. And I think that's what I want. And why do you want to feel like you've got a bit more? Well, ideally, I want to feel like I'm showing my parents that all the work that they did, how they worked hard, and they allowed me to play sports, and they allowed me to go to all the different lessons, and they allowed me to have all these hobbies, and they let me have a computer when I was young, and they've let me do all of these things, and they've supported me going to Australia, and they helped me to, help me with some money when I've needed it. I want to show them that that's all been worth it. That I've built a great life for myself. I want them to be proud of me. Why do you want to be proud of them to be proud of you? Well, because I want to be the best son that I can be, because I love them. Because I want them to look at me and be glad of the job that they've done, to see that they've given me everything that they've given me and that it's turned out well. And simply by asking those few questions, you can really get down to something that means something. And again, once you find that deeper level of why and you've written that down, you can then look at it and go, well, that's what spurs me. That's what inspires me. Now that's what's going to push you forward. That's what's going to catch you when you fall. Your dreams are something in front of you that give you a point to run to. But your why, your foundation, your family, it might be your kids. It might be the fact you've had a shit upbringing. It might be the fact that you may just want to drive a fancy car, and when you break down to it, it might be because you had a really, really difficult upbringing and had nothing. And realistically, you want that feeling that you've achieved something. And even if you take the most shallow things of, people would say, oh, that you just want a blingy watch for the sake of having a blingy watch. When you get down to the base of it, there's usually a reason for that. And if it's giving yourself a feeling of self-worth and achievement by having things that are superficial, that's absolutely fine. Own it. Own it. But be truthful about it and just go, do you know what? I have nothing. And do you know what? Wearing a nice watch and driving a nice car, it just makes me feel a bit good about myself. And be happy with that. As long as you don't lord it over other people, and as long as you don't change and become snobbish, and as long as you're not trying to get one over on other people, that's absolutely fine. We've all got to live our lives and we've all got to be happy. It's literally just a case of finding something that's going to drive you, that's going to make you feel better, and hopefully by continuing this process, your purpose in life and what you want to do with your life and what you want to be and the legacy you want to leave, that by keep repeating this process, it'd be like peeling layers of an onion and it's there right in the middle. Your purpose in life is there, just like your why is there. And those two things will marry together beautifully. And as long as you're being a good person and you're trying to live a life that's doing good for other people as well as for yourself, as you keep peeling away those layers and you keep connecting and you keep trying to drive your life forward, you will find that level at which you will do great things. And that's the purpose of personal development, is to keep pushing forward and keep moving ourselves to work towards self-mastery, to work towards emotional mastery, to be the person that's self-aware, that's great with our families, that's great in our relationships, that understands the needs of others, that does something that's good for them and good for the world. And as you peel away those things with your business, you'll connect with something that really drives you, and that's when everything that you do in life will just have purpose and will flow. And that'll take time, and it's fine, because in the meantime, as long as you've got a great goal and a great dream and something to drive you, everything else will all make sense if we keep on this same process. Now, I guess the last thing that I want to talk about, we've talked about our whys, we've talked about our dreams, we've talked about our goals, we've spoken about daily gratitude. The last thing that I'm going to talk about that's going to be on this form is affirmations. Now, affirmations for me are really, really important, because in the same way that I'm talking about dreams and goals for things we want to achieve, the means-based things, what we want to achieve in life, the way we want our life to look, it's also really important to, I think, have affirmations. And what affirmations are doing is setting an intention for ourselves. So there's two types of affirmations. There's one which is like a little binding contract with yourself to say, I would like to be, I would like to be 90 kilos. I'm like 80 kilos. I want to be 90 kilos. I want to be 90 kilos so that I feel fit and strong, and I feel like I look the very best that I can be. In order to do that, I'm willing to go to the gym 5 times a week, eat well and sleep, to give myself the required nutrition and rest to enable my body to grow. That's an affirmation. That's like a little binding contract with yourself. And what you're doing again with an affirmation is reminding yourself all the time. So with an affirmation, if you write this down with your affirmation, the structure will be what you want to achieve, why you want to achieve it, what you're willing to do to get it. So that's one type of affirmation. Structured affirmation. What you want to achieve, why you want to achieve it, and what you're willing to give to get it. A lot of people will go for affirmations like, I'm a millionaire. I am a millionaire. That's literally just a lie to yourself. You can't lie yourself into things, but what you can do is use things that inspire you and talk your subconscious into action. So things like, I'm a millionaire, no. That isn't going to work. But an affirmation where you're structuring an intention will work. Or things where you're just reminding yourself about characteristics that you want. For instance, I've got on my wall here, I'll show you, in my office, that there is a list of affirmations. I have them on my wall. I also do some in the morning. Now, my affirmations there, I've got things like, I'm grateful to be alive. I love and appreciate myself. I give maximum effort to the important things in life. My vision's so strong that I can see, touch, taste and hear it. And these things are just reminding me of the way I want to think, of the way I want to feel, the way I want to act. It's great to have those kind of affirmations as well that are really just little prompts. So we've got structured affirmations that are like setting an intention and agreement with yourself, and also those short affirmations that are just like little prompts. And they're good just for reminding you the way you want to live. And there's some things that you just you want to do, but you just forget. And that's where they're great to have little affirmations that we might read every single day. And we'll cover this. We'll do a daily routine. I've not got it as part of this first bit, but we'll definitely do it. A daily routine, including affirmations that will set your intention for the day. And on the form, there's a section to write down 10 affirmations. And what would be great is to include that in your daily regime. So what would be really great, and write this down, guys. What would be great is for everyone to start a daily routine, and it's just going to encompass a couple of things that what I'd like everybody to start to do. And one, in the morning when you first get up, don't look at your phone. First thing that you do, don't look at your phone. Don't look at your phone until you've done all of the stuff you've got to do in the morning. There's nothing important on your phone. Literally. Allow your brain to start to get itself together and process all the stuff it's been doing during the night in the morning before you start to flood it with the nonsense that's in your phone. Before you start to flood it with Facebook and WhatsApp and all that junk. Allow your brain to get some positive stuff in. And that will come. We'll have your affirmations that's going to be on the board. Doing your gratitude. Do those things every morning. And just give your brain time to think. And in the evening, We'll do a little section on journaling. I've not put it in the homework, but what would be great for everyone to do in the evening, just write a little one page on the journal. What's gone on in the day, what's been good, what's been bad, how you're feeling about yourself, and maybe the 8 sections that we've got listed in the homework, just do a little note of how you felt about them day by day. Be a really great thing to track, and also with your gratitude. And stick them, do that every day. And then another thing, when you go to bed, turn your phone off. Put it on plane mode or turn it off or whatever, and save yourself from that barrage of radiation. You'd be amazed how much, if you just do your journaling before bed, that'll make you nice and sleepy. And then turning your phone off will actually allow your brain to just be clear of those radio waves. They're a constant stress on us. We've got to have some time away from it. No lights on in the bedroom. Get rid of all those little lights and clock and everything. Cover it all up. You'd be amazed how much difference that'll make to you. And that's it. It'd be great if everyone started to do that. I also do a little sleep meditation. I do a 5-minute sleep meditation before bed every night. There's some great ones online that you can just get as a little app on your phone, to turn that on, do a little sleep meditation or whatever. I set it up, ready to play, get it ready, put my phone on play mode, start it. So my phone's on play mode, it just runs, I go to sleep, done. Does anyone do any of that stuff already? I mean, just message below here. Everyone's been quiet for a little while. Just let us know if you do any of that stuff already, and if I've given you some ideas of stuff you're going to do. So, the homework, guys. Basically, we're pretty much going to wrap up now. It's 7 o'clock. So the homework, I'm going to post a Word document in the group as soon as the call finished. As soon as it finishes. And basically what I'd really love for everyone to do is before the call tomorrow, fill that document in. Be ready, get it filled in, and either post it in the group if you're happy posting it in the group, or if not, send it back to me. And that's we'll look at building a bit of a plan based on that. Be 100% honest with yourself about everything that's in there. There's nothing too crazy. There's nothing too nothing too deep, nothing too personal. Well, I guess it depends how personal you go into it. Obviously, if there's stuff in there you don't want to share, keep it to yourself. That's fine. But it'd be great if you share it with me, and then we can have a conversation about it. What I want to do is support everyone as much as possible on the course, so that you can get the maximum out of what you're going to do here. I want to make sure everyone gets the maximum out of this, and setting these goals for your life and for your business is such an important part of what we're doing. So yeah, just fill that in. Try and do it for tomorrow, so we can use that as part of our planning when we do planning in a couple of days. And that's it really, guys. Has anyone got any questions or anything? Has anyone got anything they want to ask? Is there anything they want to say before we go? We've gone pretty much dead on an hour. I'm impressed with myself there. Awesome timekeeping. How's it been for everyone? Has anyone got any observations, any questions, anything they want me to do more of tomorrow, do less of? Just let me know, and then then I know I can deliver you guys what it is that you want. Oh, someone's just come on. Dan says I'm a legend. Cheers, buddy. Dan, is the missus watching this, or is she going to catch it on recording? Helen, are you on here? Are you anything you want to ask? Dee, Martin? I don't even know who else is on here. Ashleen, anything from you guys? Annie, are you still on here? I wish this little button let me see who's actually on the call. It doesn't. Right, okay, well, I guess that's it for now, guys. Please, if you've got any questions, just inbox me, guys. Please start. I'd really love it if you off this call, just make some shares in the group. Share in the group what it is that you're going to do. Share if you write some affirmations down. Share some stuff. Let's have some shares. Let's start talking in the group. It's really great to get a bit of conversation going. And start interacting with each other. But yeah, I'll post the homework up now. If you feel comfortable to post them back in the group, do so. If not, feel free to send them to me. If you don't want to send them to me, again, that's fine. Feel free to message me if there's anything you want to discuss, and we'll work through that. But that's it for now, guys. I'm out. Thanks for joining us. Those of you watching again, thanks for coming on. Please comment and all that kind of stuff as you feel necessary. And I'll see you all tomorrow, 6 p.m. Perth time. Bye for now.